I was laid off from my job, my six-figure job in tech.
Tech company to issue layoffs. Yesterday, March 31st, Oracle cut 30,000 jobs.
Can y'all believe people are getting fired for speaking their mind?
This meeting is to inform you that your position is being eliminated.
And just to make sure your resume is reviewed and considered. Decisions like this are never easy.
Build different, baby. I don't shake, I don't.
Role is being eliminated. Today will be your last day in office. You will be placed on a paid leave, and our talent acquisition team will work with all our hiring managers to make sure your resume is reviewed and considered. Look, I know this is difficult news. Decisions like this are never easy.
I think that's a voice recording. They fired her on a voice recording. I think it's because they're Indian. I don't know. But a lot of Indian people actually are management positions. They are the owners of tech companies. They're doing their thing. But this is sad, man.
Get out as well.
On a voice recording.
But I do want to take a minute and truly appreciate your contributions and the impact you've had here. Thank you for what you've given to the company.
Man, and take a look at the comments. It says, was this done via a recording? And this is her. I'm starting to hear that was the case. And this is on Valentine's Day. Makes it more terrible. You don't know if you were shown a recording? Well, she heard it, right? They couldn't do you the basic human decency to call you up and fire you in person. It's crazy. But this is what's going on nowadays, right? Take a look at this. Like it was an audio recording. Nobody was on video. It definitely was a recording, right? Lady said, sounds like a skit. This is crazy.
It's time for my meeting. Let's go.
Good morning. I've invited as I have important information to share with you about a reduction in force within the solutions engineering organization. To evolve, we need to adjust our organizational structure and priorities accordingly. So, unfortunately, we've made the difficult decision to eliminate certain positions in the United States to meet our objectives for FY27. This meeting is to inform you that your position is being eliminated. This was a very tough decision to make, and it was considered very carefully at the highest levels of leadership. You will lose system access after this meeting today, so please do not be surprised and work with your manager to transition to any client meetings. Your specific exit date will be communicated to you through a follow-up email, as timelines vary based on your specific role. Please note, all system access will be deactivated today, regardless of your final employment date. We do not anticipate needing to reach out, but we ask that you remain reachable via cell through your exit date to answer questions we may have. This is a lot to process, and we want you to take this time to focus on what's next for you. We are providing severance pay and outplacement services to help you with this transition. I recognize this change is a lot to absorb. Please know that I'm here for follow-up conversations as you process through what this means for you. And I truly appreciate all your contributions this month in your future endeavors. I will now end the call.
Wow. Another voice recording. And this is happening in tech. This is happening all over the world, right? People are being replaced with AI. And I got to say this, right? Because I teach this. What do I teach? I teach people how to work online on their own and how to make a bag. I teach this for a very low fee. And the reason why I've been doing this, I got to tell you guys this. I've came to the Philippines 11 years ago doing this. I started doing this 13, 14 years ago, right? And I've been living in the Philippines for 11 years for my efforts in doing this kind of work. So, and a lot of people know that have had consultations with me. I show people why. That's the name of our program. This is the way. Like when I say this is the way, I'm not just talking. I'm not just bumping my gums. And also to people out there that have heard people say, "Oh, Jay misled me." I'm gonna respond to that within the next 2 to 3 days. As you guys can see, I'm I'm not where I live, right? I'm about to go to I'm about to stay out over here for 4 days where I'm at now. I'm in the Philippines. Then after that, I'm going to Malaysia. Within the next couple of days, I'm still gonna find time to address that. Everybody knows I'm manning to go, but I'm still gonna address that. But still, as I said, if you guys want to know more information on how to work online, also I teach people how to hire others to work for you, and I teach people how to stack streams of income, all included in a very low fee. Check me out on the side.
Move too slick, got a
Whoa. So hold up. You guys saw that. Tell me she's not the spokesperson representative for Sharkeisha. Look what she said. Spoke up for myself at work and realized the job was never mine to keep. Sometimes you gotta leave to grow. You heard that music? I don't break out and fold. Like, I see that. You're the perfect representative of fire. Don't fire me tomorrow. Fire me right now. Look at that face. Fire me now. You gonna fire me? You got that face like, you gonna fire me or not? That's the fire me or not. You gonna fire me in that face with the braids? Like, come on, man. If fire me now was a face, right? She's the fire me now meme. Like, fire me now. Hold up, you guys gotta hear this song. I don't break out on four. I don't know what music that is. I don't listen to the trap music nowadays. Watch this.
I'm built different, baby. I don't shake, I don't fold. Slick, got a
Yeah, you look like you don't shake it, you don't fall. There's the door. Get out. Seriously. If she worked one shift for my company, she's getting fired. She looked like she better curse somebody out. If curse somebody out tomorrow was a picture, it would be her. I don't shake, I don't fold. This is how they want to represent themselves. I'm dreaming, y'all. I'm dreaming. I don't shake, I don't spoke up for myself at work and realized the job was never mine to keep. You damn sure it wasn't. Listen, she's a strong black woman. I don't want her.
Being fired just for speaking their mind. They losing their livelihood just for speaking their mind off the clock. Can y'all believe people are getting fired for speaking their mind? People are getting fired for speaking their mind. What y'all think about that? I'm gonna tell you what I think. It's better to get fired than to get shot and killed in front of everybody for just speaking your mind. Y'all, a lot of people feel like it was just that man got killed in front of everybody for speaking his mind. And Lord knows we done all said some things that other people don't agree with. I know I do. But to get shot and assassinated in front of everybody for speaking my mind is crazy. It's very crazy.
I'm confused. Like, she talked about a lady speaking her mind, and then somebody got shot. I'm trying to. I don't know. Y'all help me if I'm wrong. Seriously, help me. Help correct me, because who is she talking about? She said then somebody was shot, and I think she said a guy. I'm confused. I don't know what point she was trying to make. The plane didn't land. It didn't land. I'm confused. Unconfuse me, please. Somebody help me. Help me. I need help. Right now, I'm in severe desperation. I need help. The other lady don't break, she don't fold. And she got fired for speaking. You should be fired for speaking your mind. I'll let you know where a lot of people are speaking their mind at. They're going on TikTok and speaking their mind. Number one, no. That's what's happening. A lot of people are speaking their mind on TikTok, and that's a number one no-no. You can't do that. Why? Because jobs have clauses set to where if you speak in your mind, especially about the job, you gotta go. That's what they're saying. And there's been so many examples of people doing that. And what are jobs saying? You gotta go. You will not be speaking your mind about this company while you're off the clock. You will not be showing yourself clocking into work and counting your bank like people. It's not just you females, right? It's all kinds of people. Even guys are doing it. Think about what you're doing before you do it. Seriously.
Tech company to issue layoffs. Yesterday, March 31st, and this morning, April 1st, Oracle cut 30,000 jobs. That's about 18% of their entire workforce. Now, we know this isn't because the company is struggling. They actually had a 95% jump in net income last quarter.
Wow.
So then why the layoffs? It's to free up 8 to 10 billion in cash so they can double down on AI data centers. And a 156 billion partnership with OpenAI. Let that sink in. Jobs are being cut to fund AI. And y'all know these companies don't give up. So they laid the employees off via email at 6 a.m. And just like that, access
Via email.
No meeting, no conversation, just locked out. This is not just about Oracle. This is a trend. Companies are shifting money from people to technology, from payroll to AI infrastructure. So if you're currently watching this thinking it could never be me, it in fact could definitely be you. It probably is you. The real question is, are you preparing for where things are going, or are you holding on to how things used to be? Because shit is definitely getting real.
Yeah. And with that being said, right? Because when I have my consultations, I let guys know what jobs are going to be saying now. Jobs are going to say, and this is what's happening when people are getting interviews. They're saying, show me how you can do in 10 minutes before what it would take you 2 weeks to do, right? And you have to show them that. Or for instance, show me what you're going to do by yourself, what it would take 70 people can do. I show what I can do by myself, what 1,000 people can do. I repeat, I know how to do by myself what 1,000 people can do. And that's where the job market is heading to. I'm preparing to teach that, right? Because I know how to do it, but I'm preparing to teach it so you guys can know how to do it. And you don't got to go to college to do it. Ain't that something? Everybody have a consultation where I said, look, I just showed you how to make $100,000, $1 million, right? Did you have to go to college to do that? They'll go, nah, I didn't. And they can see it. I show people contacting me right now, trying to pay me $100,000. And people that know, they're going, he ain't lying. You know what I mean? He ain't lying. I'm not lying. He ain't lying. I can show it. I literally show it. Look, the guy's trying to pay me this much an hour. He's trying to, I'm going to make that much. I've been doing this for so long. I'm going to make that much. He ain't lying.
I know that would make me popular on this app because I have a day job. A real.
Well, that didn't age well because I no longer have a day job, a real job. I was laid off from my job, my 6-figure job in tech, about 2.5 or 3 weeks ago. And it's been very interesting. I know that that's happening to a lot of people on this app. A lot of me and my mutuals have talked about it on live, but I haven't made like an official video, so a lot of people still don't know. But I'm not sad about it. I'm relieved. I will be talking more about this on my YouTube channel, and I also will have a new series coming up documenting my newfound period of unemployment. So if you're interested in that, stick around and watch.
Yeah, I gotta say she's doing the right thing, and I wish her nothing but luck. Seriously, like all these ladies, I don't wish them any harm. I wish them nothing but luck. But what she said just now, that's what you need to do. That's what everybody needs to do. What can I do for myself? Seriously, because AI is taking the jobs, but AI is creating jobs. It can create jobs for yourself. That's what I show guys how to do. See, because people were using it, but for minuscule things, we're using ChatGPT to ask a question, right? And females are doing it. I make videos about it. They're using love me, ChatGPT, love me. Like, why do that when you can use it to make a bag? People are using it all the time. You see it all over YouTube. You see people use AI for thumbnails. I use it for everything. You got to get with the times. Either get with it or get rolled over. That's what's happening in this day and age. But it's more than just that. But what she said, though, about her doing content, that's what it's about. Because that's the different steps. You want to learn how to make money fast? Freelancing. You can use that to fund yourself while you're doing content creation. I went from freelancing, then I jump right into content creation, and then I do blog and all that stuff. You add all that in, that you got residual income, you have independence, and you have freelancing. That's how you get the money to start out, to fund everything you're doing, to fund the operation. And then that's how you live overseas. Like when they show people, guys, when people are working on the beach, that's the kind of life I live. You guys see me every time you see me in a different place. I go to different countries and I work in those countries. I do whatever I want. You guys see it. But this is that life.
Even like a filter, but we're using it today. Can I just say, as a recently laid off tech employee, I did not expect to enjoy this part of the process. So I've been recently setting up a lot of coffee chats with people that I either like went to college with or had connected with years ago. Maybe someone who works at a company that I want to work for, whatever. And I'm an introvert, so I don't do a lot of chit chat. We don't need to do, but I am thoroughly enjoying these coffee chats, these phone calls, because I feel like particularly millennials, like the mid 30s, we're all kind of experiencing this moment in life where we're like, what the fuck even matters? Like, what are we doing? And I love this. We're all thinking about what we want to really do with our lives. We want money, but what do we want to do?
Heard what she said. We want money, but what do we want to do? The answer is you got to work for yourself. That's truly the answer, and that's truly the way. This is the way, right? Working for yourself, doing what you need to do for yourself, making a bag on your own. That's turning into the only way, because corporate, it'll leave you screwed and down and out and struggling. I was where these ladies are many, many years ago. I had to jump out of that race. You have to jump out of the rat race, figure a way out. Figure a way out. I've even had people say, what Jay does is not for me, but it makes sense what he does. It does take some work. It takes hard work.
Laid off in January, and how quickly AI is advancing, it looks like we're entering a point of no return, as in governments may have to introduce universal basic income because there may not be enough jobs for all of them.
Guys, when she said universal basic income, I gotta tell you guys, that's slavery. They are going to introduce that, and it's going to be slavery. The people, and you won't. What's happening right now with AI, with Amazon. I said people were going to get fired from Amazon. I forgot somebody in the video was like, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. I said it before it happened. And then What was it? Not even a year later, everybody got fired from Amazon. I said more people are going to get fired because of AI. You can see it. It's easy to see. Boom, more people getting fired. And then the government is going to start trying to introduce universal basic income. That's why going the freelancing route and then going also the YouTube route and then going also different ways like affiliate marketing route and combining them all together and having it run through your own, actually running the steering your own ship. That's the way. It truly is. Because soon, when they introduce universal basic income, that's slavery. The only way out is to create. You got to create your income.
To work. So if you do have a job right now, now is not the time to quit. Please hold on to it with everything that you have. And if you have any sort of income available to you, whether it's like a side hustle or driving Uber, use it. Use your skills now to make as much money as you can while you still can. Because the world as we know it, meaning pre-AI, looks like it's just not going to be coming back ever. So this isn't to make you panic, it's to help you start preparing.
It is. And I'm happy she said that because it's going to happen. I was talking about this stuff on a channel. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I was shocked when somebody said, no, they're not going to fire people at Amazon. I said, really? You can't see it? Like, it's easy because they can have AI run the packing machines. All they need is one person. Of course, people are still going to be there, but you can have one or two people run a whole bunch of machines instead of having 1,000 people at work. That's going to save them a chunk of money. And so they chose the latter. If you had Amazon, you would too. You saw what they were doing. Like a freak show. They had to get rid of them.
Want this out. Fraud inside Kentucky's transportation cabinet. Licenses issued without a driver's test.
It is an ongoing WDRB investigation, and tonight we hear from a whistleblower who says coworkers used her login to pull off this scheme.
The employees were being paid underneath the table.
They say sometimes
I immediately let my supervisor know about it.
truth hurts.
Did you ever think that this would cost you your job?
No,
And for Melissa Moorman,
I was angry for a long time.
this is one of those.
It hurts me that I'm talking about this and I actually like where I was working at.
Times.
I came into the office that day, my computer was shut down. I was told detectives came in, they interviewed me, that was it.
Fired 3 months after she sent this letter to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, blowing the whistle. Center licensing branch were selling driver's licenses under the table to people who never took the driver's test.
Undocumented workers.
How did it work? What was going on?
The undocumented workers would come into the office in groups. They would provide them either permits or driver's license illegally. So they were bypassed without even taking the test.
How much?
$200 a person.
Up to 5 times a day, she says.
Was this an everyday thing?
Almost, yes.
Man. You know, see, the lady got fired, and I feel bad for her because she got fired for telling the truth. She was actually a good one. Flying straight, got fired. Sometimes it's just like that. It's sad, but that's the world we live in, right?
From Amazon, and I'm honestly going through an ego death. A lot of things happened to me back to back to back that were, I don't want to say they were bad because I just see these things as blessings, but like they make me feel bad. They could be blessings, but it still makes me feel bad. But a lot of those kind of happen at the same time, and yeah, it's kind of a vibe though. DC is also very gloomy, and I started listening to The Neighborhood again, so that's kind of like my setting and the aesthetic behind the scene. But a lot of people sent me flowers at the same time. It was very nice. It's like people knew that my soul was dying. Okay, let me stop joking. But it's so sad. That bouquet was actually so beautiful, but because I was depressed, I never properly cut it and put it in a vase, so it died in its packaging. And I just feel like a freaking monster because who kills flowers? And I love flowers. I would get flowers all the time from Trader Joe's, but now I have to stop because I need to save money and I can't get myself flowers. So it was very sweet to get that love from my friends.
So you know, she said, you heard what she said, and it's a sad situation, right? She said I would get myself a bouquet all the time from Trader Joe's, and I'm sure a lot of unnecessary spending was done, and it happens. And you know, when you don't plan something and you don't have your own, it hurts. Why does it hurt? Because situations can happen like this. And I say this not to put anybody down. I was once in this situation myself. So I feel bad. Let me keep playing the video, then I'm going to talk.
But yeah, it's really weird. I'm on one side of it, I feel very like, you know, like self-pity. That's there, a little bit of it. But then at the same time, I feel like something really good is about to happen because, like, you can't just tell me you just experienced a bunch of bad stuff and then your life is over. I feel like, even just looking at my life, I feel like usually after something bad happens, that's where something very transformative and good kind of comes into my life. So honestly, we'll see. This could honestly go either way. But I feel like there's a lot of different paths that I can take right now. It's funny. I remember whenever there were talks about layoffs, like a long time ago, and I was just thinking, okay, if I got laid off, this is exactly what I would do. Boom, 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 boom. And it's funny because when it happens, it's like, wait. But there's just a lot of different paths I can take right now. On one side, it's trying to get into big tech again. Cool. Been there, done that. We saw how it turned out. On the other side, it's like going all in on some side things that I've been doing.
That's it.
Which is cool, but it's scary, so I don't know. And then it's also like I really want to do the whole like move abroad, probably somewhere in Asia, vibe for a little bit. I don't know. That could be a cool thing to do. But
that's it.
Yeah, those have been the vibes.
See? That's it. That's what I did 11 years ago. And I'm still here. Right? When you get a feeling in your gut, a lot of times you need something. A lot of times you need something that's solid. But sometimes it doesn't have to be solid. They need something that's solid because they've never had to go at things alone. You see how she's down and out? She had a whole bunch of people send her flowers. When I was down and out, I didn't have nobody sent me nothing. Nothing. I've spent hard days alone by myself because when you're down and out, you don't want to be bothered with nobody. That's the problem. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. And as far as I was misled, that response is coming soon. Other than that, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.